Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews. I'm your host, Matt Spease, and today we're doing another tier list video, this time for the Leatherface masks from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. Now, just like the other previous two, I will be including the link to this tier list down below. So, in the comments down below, post your pictures from the tier list or what you picked. Let me know what you thought of these masks. And as usual, if you like these kind of videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, the tiers in this are Leatherface, which is the top tier. This is the number one tier that all the best masks from the series will be ranked at. Number two is the Butcher. Now these masks are really great masks, but they are not the top tier. And then we have Ed Gein. Now this is the spot where you have masks that are really good, but they're just not good enough to be in the top tiers. Then we have Junior, which is the masks that are pretty bad. They're just not bad enough to be bottom tier. And then we have Bubba, which is the bottom tier. These are the bottom of the barrel masks in this tier list. Alright, so let's begin with the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre film from 1974. And the mask worn by Gunnar Hansen throughout most of the movie was called the Killing Mask. And this thing, he looked intimidating as hell. He was badass with this mask on. This is the mask he was wearing when he killed Kurt. But, I mean, he killed most of the characters with this mask on. So that's why this is the one that is the most memorable out of the... And hell, he even had the big scene where he chases Sally in this mask. So this mask definitely goes up to Leatherface. Next up, we have the Old Lady mask, which Gunnar Hansen wore after Drayton, the old man, caught Sally and brought her back to the house. You see him wearing this mask throughout those scenes. And this one, I just don't really care for. So I'm going to put this one at Bubba. It is definitely the worst mask in the original movie. And then the final mask that was used in the original film, known as the Pretty Woman mask, which is the mask that was worn during the big final dinner scene where Sally breaks free, escapes, and ends up being chased out to the street. And this is the mask he wears when he tries to kill her on the street there. This one is not bad, and it's still intimidating, even though it's got a stupid name and he's got the makeup on the face, but it's still pretty badass. So I will put this one at Ed Gein. Alright, so now we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 mask. This is the one that was worn by Bill Johnson through all of the second film, because he didn't have different masks that he wore in this one. And Bill Johnson's performance in this was all over the place in that film, so he's not as intimidating, even though the mask isn't too bad. But some of the goofy faces he makes while under the mask affects my rating on this mask. So I will put it at the Butcher. Because when it is effective, it is effective. When he's making goofy faces, it just isn't. So it's not as good as the Killing Mask from the original. And then we come to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, the mask worn by R.A. Mihalnoff. Now, this one, R.A. Mihalnoff is a big guy. He's one of the bigger of the Leatherfaces at this point. So him wearing this mask that they gave him in this was pretty effective. He looks really scary in this mask. His facial features that he does while under this mask is pretty good. I will put this mask at Leatherface. Alright, so now we get to one of the worst of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, aka Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Next Generation, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. This film is just most notably for having pre-fame Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger in it. Otherwise, it's a horrible film. And the way Leatherface is portrayed in this is horrible. The Killing Mask in this, where normally the Killing Mask would be a high mask, this one just looks cheap and stupid. And the actor, whoever the hell it is, I don't even care who the hell this is playing Leatherface in this, because it's not Leatherface. I don't know what the hell this monstrosity is, but the Killing Mask, yeah, the Killing Mask in this is not the Killing Mask for sure. This goes down to Bubba. And then we have this film's version of the Old Lady Mask, which, again, the actor playing Leatherface in this is horrible. So this weak-ass mask being worn by this person, no other place for it but Bubba. And then we have the biggest monstrosity of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4. And that is their variation of the Pretty Woman mask. I mean, in this one, it's a full-on cross-dressing Leatherface, complete with female screeches and screams and everything. I hate this look. It is definitely going to Bubba. All right. Now that we are through that travesty of a film, we move on to the remake. Now, the main mask worn by Andrew Bronarski in this film is pretty effective. It looks pretty badass. And he is very intimidating, and he is very badass. He's a big guy anyway, and Andrew is. So he is just imposing with this mask. So I will definitely put that mask in Leatherface. Now, midway through the film, after he has killed Kemper, Jessica Biel's character's boyfriend, played by Eric Balfour. He ends up making a mask of human flesh out of Kemper's face. And, oh my God. This mask, having this, the thin face of Eric as Kemper, all stretched out on a big man like Andrew Bryniarski's face. It just makes it look almost like Sylvester Stallone. I was just waiting for him to look up and go, "Hey, oh, Adrian." You know, it just looks so stupid. It's not imposing. It's not intimidating at all. So, yeah, I will put the Kemper mask at Junior. All right, now we get to the remake's prequel, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Beginning. And this one, he's wearing a half mask through most of the film, which it's all right. It's not bad. So I'm gonna put this one at Ed Gein. And then after, in the same film, after Leatherface kills the character of Eric, he does similar to what he does in the remake with Kemper. And he makes a mask out of Eric's face. And unlike the other one, this one works a little bit because he actually stitches some of it around in certain places on it. And it actually looks like a pre-version of what we see as the main mask he wears in the remake. So this one wasn't too bad for me. I'll put this one at The Butcher. All right, now we come to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D. This mask might not have been too bad of a mask had it been worn by a big, husky, muscular, badass-looking Leatherface. But they put it on this scrawny, skinny, supposedly malnourished Leatherface in this film, and it just looks so stupid. So yeah, I'm being a little bit more generous with this one, because if it was on a bigger guy, it might not be so bad of a mask, but being on the little skinny fuck that they got playing Leatherface in this, it looks ridiculous. So I'll put this one at Junior. All right, and then we get the mask from the movie Leatherface, which was supposed to be like a prequel to the original 1974 film. Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah, I don't consider that a prequel to any of these films. This is a travesty of a film to begin with. It was horrible. And the fact that they made the good-looking young kid reveal to be, "Hey, he's Leatherface." Bullshit. Leatherface was never a good-looking kid. You could tell that. So, and he definitely wasn't no little skinny shit. So, the mask he ends up wearing after his face gets fucked up near the end of that film, it just stupid. This is Bubba for sure. And now finally we get to the latest film in the film series, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Netflix film. Now, this one was not a bad film, and this is, if you're going to make an old man version of Leatherface, this film did it right. This guy's portrayal of Leatherface was really good as an older version of the character. He performs him and does a pretty good job as the character, I think. So, now whenever he carves off the old lady that was basically being a mother figure to him through all these years, and the home and everything, after she's killed and he or dies, and he carves her face off and puts it on his own. In certain scenes, that mask looks pretty fucking cool. But then in a lot of other scenes, it looks really ridiculous. It just depends on the shots. So when he first puts it on, it looks ridiculous. I think even in the bus massacre scene, it looks pretty ridiculous. But later on, when he has the little confrontation with this bullshit version of Sally in the film, and he kills her, it looks pretty effective there. And whenever he has the final showdown with the girls, and then at the end when he kills that stupid fucking bitch at the end, it looks really cool there. So I'm torn with this mask because it starts off really bad, and then at the end it just starts to... I think it's just the way he's wearing it early, and then later on in the film he starts wearing it a little differently on his face. And if he'd have been wearing that like that all throughout the movie, it probably would have been a lot better. But I'm going to put this one on Ed Gein. So, what do you think? Do you agree with my rankings on this tier list? Like I said, I've left the tier list down in my description. If you want to do it and then post pictures of it down in the comments down below, please do. I would love to see your rankings of these masks. And as usual, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it really does help my channel out a lot. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.